What's up, everybody? It is Jahi.
And this is Corey. And you are now tapped into the Fatherhood Forward podcast. That's crazy.
Who's your team?
N-O.
He like the Steelers.
I'm a Steelers fan.
Steelers? Oh, yeah, they doing good.
We doing great.
Why though? Because y'all put Justin Fields in there. That's why.
Bro, you going to start the episode like that?
That's why.
What is up, everybody?
We are back.
This is Fatherhood Forward. Obviously, I'm Jahi here with Corey.
Yes, sir. And we got our first special guest. Shout out to bro, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, bro. This man right
Introduce
here.
the man. His man ain't bro.
That's what I was about to get to that. Let me get my little introduction game up. So look, this man here.
You're right.
Very good friend of mine, bro. Like I enjoy, like, you know what I mean, having bro as a friend. Very good stand-up dude all across the board. As you can see, he got it on right now. He got his brand on, Fit and Professional. You probably seen it around because it's definitely flooding the streets. Bro is also a dynamite realtor. If you're trying to sell your crib, you're trying to buy your crib, that is the guy for you. I mean, I don't know what else I can say about bro. So it's a great guy right here. Great father. That's why we got him on the show. Bro, this is Sabri Thompson, a.k.a. Breeze. I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away, you know what I mean? Just in case I missed anything, man. But stand-up dude right there, bro.
Nah, man, I thank you brothers for having me on, man. Nah, you hit everything, man. Doing a bunch of things, you know, I kind of always put my hand in a few different things. You know, it's just life. I'm not afraid to like try different things and just keep on growing and trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do while I'm on this earth.
Facts.
And I love what you guys are doing, Fatherhood Forward. When I first seen you guys about to launch the podcast, man, I was super excited being a father myself. Knowing you, Corey, you know, said we're great friends, and you've been a part of my journey from the beginning, you know what I mean? So
definitely a pleasure,
definitely thankful. Bro. And it's, yeah, man, it's beautiful to see what you guys are doing, and I can't wait to see what y'all do, man.
Facts.
For sure.
Facts, man.
Yep.
And it's a good Sunday, man.
Yeah, it's a really great Sunday.
Facts.
Before we got on, Sabri asked how I'm feeling. I said I'm alive and I got air in my lungs. I woke up today, so that's the best way to be.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing better than that right there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we're here for episode 13, but we can kind of do a check-in if y'all want. Like, how y'all feel, how y'all spirits, how y'all vibes, your energy. I'll start. I'm ready for my wife. My wife been going all weekend, and I'm ready for her to come home. Her and my kids. I'm a sucker.
Bro, I love that.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I love that, man. But it's also like you need to be able to miss people, so it's like it just creates like a stronger love too when they do return home. It's like you appreciate, you know what I mean, them not being there for the weekend. Like you get the, like, I got y'all back, let me hold y'all a little tighter. Like, I ain't seen y'all in a couple days. You need that.
No, that's a fact. Yeah, how y'all feeling, though?
And I mean, I know me. I'm feeling all right, bro. I had a really good weekend. My mom kept the kids on Friday, so me and Stephanie got to go on a little date night. Enjoyed ourselves. Nice. You know what I mean? Came home. We was playing with the DJ controller. She's actually, I've taught her like how to like use it, and she really be like teaching me stuff like. And she don't, it's not even like her thing, you know what I mean? So like, I really enjoy it, like when we get the time to sit down and do that together. Saturday, we took the kids, Sincere, we just took him to soccer. We trying to get him back into that Stephanie idea. And he had a good time this time. And then we took him to Dutch Wonderland. Try to just keep him active, keep him busy, spend some time. Yeah. But now we're here on a Sunday trying to reset for the week. And yeah, I'm ready to tackle this week and see what it comes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's good to hear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll go real quick, man. I'm feeling glad to hear both of y'all are doing good, man. Jahi, man, definitely make the heart grow fonder for sure. So I know I definitely can appreciate that, especially because, I mean, you guys know we're going to my son not always being with me, so I definitely could understand that. You know, whenever I'm with him, because the distance I have, it just makes me appreciate the time much more. You know, don't take it for granted. But me, man, I'm a little tired today. I'm training for a marathon currently. So this morning, second one, yo. Yeah.
Yo, how long is a marathon?
26.2 miles.
Jesus. Hey, bro. Yeah. He's staying on it. Fit and Professional,
somebody gotta do it.
Stand on it.
Do it. Yeah,
Somebody gotta do it.
That's tough.
Yeah,
Nah, my boy be running too, man. I be watching like, cause that's the one thing I hate to do. Like, so I used to play basketball, so that was my cardio. Like, but now
yeah,
you get older, you can't neglect certain stuff, bro. You gotta do everything, bro. Or you wake up not feeling
everything.
right in
Yeah,
the morning these days.
That's a fact.
Shit,
Yeah, bro.
man. Nah,
Yeah, the
so that's
marathon definitely
commendable.
different.
I
Hmm.
see you. I
Yep.
see you. You heavy on the YouTube shorts. Of course, when we're done, we're gonna plug everything. Make sure you. But I respect. Like, I don't know you personally. And I actually, this is the first time we spoke. But
Hmm.
I do respect your grind, your hustle, and that you're professional about your stuff. No
mm-hmm.
matter, like the content is clean, crisp. Everything you put out is solid. It ain't like, you know what I mean. It's not finicky. I feel like sometimes I challenge, like I be like holding back because I feel like, damn, the quality not good enough. But bro, like looking at what you're doing, like it's definitely commendable, and you could tell you take your brand very seriously and yourself
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I
very
appreciate that,
seriously,
man.
very
That
seriously.
definitely is. It's always good to hear that. Especially as content creators, we're our biggest critic. And
Mm,
I've been doing this for a while. Like some people like just start following me and things like that. But Corey will tell you, like Corey was the first videographer I've ever used. So before I even had a budget to do anything, I always wanted my brand to kind of, be at the next level. You know what I mean? And
mm,
now thankfully I'm able to have like capital to do it and take it serious and things like that. But even if I just do something on my phone, what I mean, putting it out there is the
Facts.
best thing. You know what I mean? Especially
yeah,
with so many people nowadays, so many content creators, podcasts, you have to stay in people's face, posting even
that's a
multiple times a
fact.
day. I'm not there yet, but
Mm,
you got to start somewhere, and being vulnerable to put yourself out there, even when you don't like exactly what it is,
right.
that's where the growth is going to be.
Bro. But and like
Nah,
the
that's
thing that I
that.
respect so much about your brand too, bro, is like what we say about the content. You really consistent. Like I ain't even gonna lie, I haven't personally said this to you before, but like I know in the morning, like we all like you know what I mean guilty of it, getting on Instagram, checking see what's going on, bro. I know in the morning I'm going to see either a 302 Breeze post or a FP Activewear post or sometimes both. You know what I mean? Like every
Right.
morning I know I'm gonna see a new one. Like, and I
Yeah.
really respect that. It's like no days missed, bro. Like when I think of like how I want, like if I'm thinking about like I gotta step this content game up, like whether it be for myself or Fatherhood Forward, bro, is I think about all right, I know somebody personally that do this shit every day, and it's not like that's
Yeah.
like they life they get that shit done no matter excuses, and that person is you, bro.
No, I
Yeah,
appreciate that. I'm glad I can be that. You know what I mean? Like, it's really just about making it like a non negotiable. I really live and die by my Google Calendar.
Mm,
And, I have a segment every evening called Closing Out My Day,
okay.
right? So a part of closing out my day when it's real estate, I'll go through my text and voicemails to see if I've missed any client text or calls and things like that. Also having an IG post for the next day.
Mm,
Well, not just IG, actually all the sites, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, which is like
mm,
my least consistent one. TikTok, I'm trying to figure it out because I feel like that app is ever evolving, is
facts.
new and things like
yeah,
that. But just being consistent and just having it scheduled so it's already in a draft, so that way the next morning it's already like clockwork. So putting it a part of my schedule has been a game changer.
Yeah, that's
that's
tough, bro.
awesome.
I'm gonna actually take heed of that and try to, you know what I mean, implement that in my life because I'm trying to become way more structured and way more sound in everything I do, man. Because I mean, Jahe,
Right.
what you said last week, it's crazy that you had said it, and then I had seen an Instagram clip saying the same thing, so I felt like God was speaking to me, like when you had said, "How you do anything is how you do everything." And that I've been thinking
That's
about
a
that
fact.
ever since I heard it. It was like the second time when I heard it, like I said, that's when I felt like, all right, I got to really, you know what I mean, take heed of what is being said to me.
That's right.
That's a
I
fact.
mean, and that's
Yeah.
why we here, man.
Facts.
We building each other up. We building community, just brick by brick, bro. So
Facts.
yeah,
Hmm.
but we can be here talking about content all day. This is
Right.
Fatherhood Forward. We're here to talk about that stuff. We got Sabri Breeze Thompson in the building, so let's kind of just start from the beginning, man. Like, when did you become a
Yeah.
father? Just start, man.
Yeah. Nah, man. So my story's a little different. I wouldn't say different. There's people out there who have a similar story, but I was playing college basketball down in Louisiana at Northwestern State. I was
Mm,
there on a full scholarship, and I found out in the summer going into my sophomore year that I was about to become a father.
Mm,
So I was 19 years old,
mm,
and mind you, going down going away from school, like up until that point, like I was always like the kid that never got in trouble. I was always like in my family, like the person that was like, oh yeah, Breeze, he do everything right, da da da. So I kind of had those pressures on me and things like that. So when I first found out, I tell you, I was still living at my mom's house. I was sitting on the couch like similar to the one I have now, staring at the wall for like 2 days.
Mm.
Like she, you know what I mean? She knew something was wrong because I'm just like, she's like, I'm good, da da da. And then one day she just came in from groceries, helping her with the groceries or whatever. I sat back down and she's like, what's wrong? Like, I know what's something wrong. Talk to me. And I was just not saying anything. And then she said, my son's mom name. She's like, she's pregnant. And I just bust out crying. Like,
Yeah.
I just bust out
It's like
crying, just
that
went
weight.
over. Yeah, man. I just bust out crying, man. And she consoled me, helped me say we're gonna get through this and things like that. I didn't know, I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna have to stop playing basketball, get a job. I didn't know what was next up, but thankfully, I had a great support system, a great village with my family, and also my basketball family at school. The coaches, actually the students around, like, man, like people were very supportive. My teammates, I became the campus barber to, like, make money, to have gas money to use my teammate's car to go see my son. And that's kind of where my entrepreneurial spirit and journey began with the campus barbering.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That was my way of just like hustling, because I had 5 a.m. practice, had to go to class, go see my son in the meantime, go back for weights, go back for film session, and then do the whole thing again. You know what I mean? So sophomore year was very tough, that transition, but I was able to persevere through that, and it kind of trickled over into what I'm doing now. And it's kind of like a condensed version, but that's how it started.
Bro,
That's how it
that's a
started.
lot of
Yeah.
adversity that you just threw out there like it was nothing though. Like I'm not gonna hold you because there's a lot of people that are getting that situation and their
Hmm.
mind won't start thinking like how you just said, like, you know what I mean, I gotta start making ways right now to make
Mm-hmm.
like
Hmm.
this work. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that run from that challenge off the rip or like not even like want to face it. And
Yeah.
that's, bro, I really commend that you was able to, you know what I mean, power through that, man. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
very,
appreciate
very,
it.
very, very honorable, man. Because I mean, we talking about you right now. I've had my own challenges. I'll double back and we'll talk about them. But just being like, we know how uh tough that schedule is as an athlete. Like I'm obviously I wasn't a collegiate athlete, but I seen guys on the football team, guys on the basketball team. Like them guys were on strict schedules. So
Yeah,
to find time for a child, a baby, bro, man, that's
facts.
tough.
I
That's
look back and I
tough.
don't know how I did that. Like, I'll be looking back, I'll be thinking of back, and when I'm telling stories or talking to people about it, I'm like, I really don't know how. But God, I believe in higher power and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, and your support system is a big thing.
Very.
You know what I mean? It's very important. And like you said, like the adversity. I think my mind was very callous during that time. Like I had to callous my mind and really, think outside the box. And I think that's why now it's so seamless to like not be scared to try things, because I was kind of forced to grow up very early and forced to kind of just figure things out. You know what I mean? My mom was far away and things like that. Mind you, I went to school in Louisiana. I never not didn't have support and things like that, but not having somebody right there with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's but it was a no brainer for me. Like I didn't grow up with my father. Like my father was incarcerated my whole life, so I know how it felt not to have your dad there. So when I found out I was having a kid and then a son at that,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't never want my son to feel like I wasn't present or giving my best effort, because I always craved that for myself. Mind you, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what it looked like to have a dad because I never had that figure.
Mm-hmm.
I had father figures like coaches and things like that, but it's not the same as
Yeah.
like your actual dad. You know what I mean? So I knew I wanted my son to not, feel the way I felt sometimes growing up.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. So we talking about age 19. Soon as you got there, bro was hitting stuff raw. Soon as he got there, yo, 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 bro said I'm in college, just up. I'm that
Hey
nigga. I
yo,
hoop, yo. So I said that to lighten the mood, but like,
yeah,
and we don't want to take the life back of your child. Obviously, what's the name of your son? If you mind sharing.
yeah. His name's Kyler, like Tyler, but with a K.
Okay.
Okay, so Kyler. So shout out to
Hmm.
Kyler.
Facts.
So like they never gave athletes them. Like I don't know if you heard about when players go into the NBA, they have like these
Hmm.
classes. Like this is what you X, Y, and Z. Obviously, we know how to use condoms and do that, all that other stuff. But in
Yeah.
college, did you get that same kind of briefing?
So I'll tell you this: my assistant coach, the coach that recruited me, he's from up north,
Mm.
Okay.
and we when I first got there, he was like, Louisiana different. I'm just letting you know. And he was just like, he said, Pete, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on this
Yeah,
joint.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
said,
you good.
he
You
said,
good.
pussy is undefeated. He told me that. And he wasn't lying, you know what I mean? But mind you, I wasn't being reckless, you know what I mean? I tell the story like it wasn't like I was just like, oh, like yeah, I don't care,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't like I was being reckless, but I had to slip up
It
and things of
happened.
that nature. And like you said, like I'm thankful that my son was here, but it wasn't like a planned situation, of
Right.
course,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But yeah, no, but that's a good point. I didn't have any briefings outside of that, nothing official, which I think they should do
for
because
sure.
women throw themselves at. I
Hmm.
wasn't at a high major D1 school or anything, but you know, people look at athletes as meal tickets, as
Yeah.
we all know. We
Nope.
hear the stories every
Mm-hmm.
day, you know what I mean, and we keep falling for it over and over and over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely think something like that, if it isn't already, should be implemented. Um, yeah, so, yeah, that's a great point. I never thought about it like
And
that.
it's like
Yeah.
even like what you were saying, Jahi, like at a young age, I feel like we also forget how young college athletes are. Like you
Yeah,
still,
that's a fact.
even though you
You
18,
still a
19, you
kid for
still a
real.
kid. Yeah, bro. Like,
You're a kid.
Yeah.
bro, I ain't really start
Yeah.
like getting into like the mindset that I have until like later in my 20s, mid late 20s. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
I can understand the why that's really
Yeah.
important. That does need to happen. Like some sort of briefing, like really some sort of real education on like this is the life that you're about
Hmm.
to enter.
Yeah. And just having the discipline, like, think about it. Like, for me, I know other people have other athletes come from far away to go to their school. Mind you, you going I'm in Delaware, going all the way to Louisiana. You the man essentially. You know what I mean? I was young at that time, so I wasn't like the best player on the team or anything, or the star player as of yet until like later, like junior senior year. But I had teammates like Joints was. You score 30, they knocking on the door.
Right.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like it's hard to like say no to that.
Yeah.
Us as
As a
men, we're
young
natural
man,
hunters and
yeah.
things. And then as a young man, your hormones going crazy. You trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
yourself out,
Right.
and you got that attention. You
Ain't nothing
Just
stopping
it's
up.
you.
down there.
So yeah, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
But even like what you were saying, bro, being so far away, like that's the thing that really like made my ears perk up because I can only imagine. Like I know me, I lean on like the support system that I do have a lot, especially like when I first became a parent. So like having being like so far, like from Delaware to Louisiana, that's not like a ride in the car. Like that's
That's a
that's a
Yeah.
stretch.
flight. Like you know what I mean? Like so
It's a hike.
like I know you had like there had to be some sort of like fear there, or maybe it wasn't because like you could speak to it better than I can assume. Like, what was that
Mhm.
like?
Being so far away,
Yeah.
like I would say it was definitely tough at first. The transition was tough. So you guys know what the yips are in baseball. You ever heard of that
Mm-mm.
term, the yips?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So in the yips is basically when like a baseball player, I think a pitcher specifically, like forgets how to throw.
Mm.
So when they throw, it's like a mental like block, and things kind of just like their arm will go and it'll just like
Okay.
do that or something like that. And for me, they said I had the basketball version of the yips. So in college basketball, you go in the summertime. So in the summertime, going into freshman year, my mom flew down with me. Actually, did we drive? No, we drove the next year. My mom flew down with me, and she stayed the weekend before going back. And mind you, while she was there, I was a 3 point shooter.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting like I normally do. Da da da. Soon as she left, it was like I was homesick or something, but I don't know what it was. Like I couldn't shoot. Like I'm shooting and like I felt like somebody was grabbing my arm and saying, "No," they,
That's
like
Mm.
crazy.
just throwing my joint. Mind you, I'm thinking I'm about to lose my scholarship and things like that. So that's how the summer started out going into college. And then the week before I was about to go back home, everything went back to normal. So I think it was more so like a psychological
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely an adjustment just being so far away. I'm a social person, so I didn't really have any problem just making friends fast. We then also had my teammates, so it was
Mm-hmm.
easy to kind of just get acclimated early. But then having my son, that was very tough as well because I'm trying to figure out, how to become a father, and I didn't know what it looked like, and trying to balance school, keep my scholarship. keep my performance on the court good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? My mom, I would talk to her, but not having her there it was definitely a challenge. You know what I mean? So I think being far away, it didn't make it any better.
I feel that. That's tough, bro. Like I said earlier in the show, a lot of people will walk away from a situation like that, or not even walk to it to even find out that it can be done. So that's why I'm really glad that we
Exactly.
was able to, you know, what I mean, have this conversation, and because people out there need to know, like, no matter what, there's a way to get it done, bro. Like,
Hmm.
it's going to be adversity in any way that you go. No matter if it's starting out easy, that don't mean it's going to end easy. If it's starting out hard, that don't mean it's going to end hard. Because I mean, you still here today to talk about it. You still handling your business day in and day out for your son, man. So yeah, man, the people need this.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask.
Hmm.
So like distance is like that's a huge challenge. But if you had to say what was the most challenging part for you, in your early stages of fatherhood, like what would be like the one for you?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest thing was learning not to be selfish
Mm,
because I
Mm,
was still a kid and I was in a fraternity. I didn't really get the college experience like how I wanted.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I felt myself in certain times like wanting to go to the party or wanting to go with the frat and things like that. Um, just certain things I can look back like, his mom made a lot of sacrifices back then. And, I made a lot of sacrifices too, but I definitely can find moments where I was a little selfish, like I don't really feel like getting my son today or things like that. And I used to beat myself up about it. Um, and I would say just while I was in school, that was the toughest part, just learning how to like grow up and not be selfish in those moments. Um, and then transition after school, coming home. So that was probably the toughest part, the transition back home. So I was with him for the first 2.5 years of his life
Mm,
every
mm,
day, because I was down there and I was trying to pursue a professional basketball career. So I came back home, tried to do that, was working at the same time, and I would just fly back and see him, and that was the biggest thing because I dealt with a lot of like depression during that time because I was very guilty. I was like I felt like I left my son hanging, like what I mean. I felt like I left him. I know. In hindsight, I know that's not what it was,
right.
but I used to beat myself out about it, and I know it stems from the relationship with me and my father. You know what I mean? And I've always, wanted to be there every day. I know the dynamics weren't that. Me and his mom weren't together, and I was trying to pursue this and that. And I go back to like the selflessness and things like that. I ended up deciding not to keep pursuing professional basketball. Started working, and then that's how I started getting into real estate and things like that. Because I was always, and I'm still, my journey is still going when it comes to just wanting to free myself up and have time to go see my son. So like I've always had a vision to be able to I can take off time when I want and just go see my son. And,
Yeah.
and now I'm able to do that. It's not ideally
nice.
how I want it all the time, but he comes up with me in the summer. I go see him throughout the year, and then me and his mother alternate holidays and things like that. So it's still not how I want it, but we're making the best of it.
That's all you can
Nice,
do, bro.
man.
Day
Shout
in
out
and
to
out.
you. Shout out to you. So
Facts.
Hmm.
Corey, I've been in the barbershop and I've been asking this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I don't know. We send so much stuff back and forth,
Facts.
and I've actually had one person ask me, well, in reference to the questions, like what has been challenging for in fatherhood for these people, and no, only one person asked me the question back, so I never really thought about how to answer the question.
Mm,
So I think my answer is like being emotionally available for your children.
Mm.
mm,
Um, I feel like we go through like as men, especially like if you're the man of a household, or even like the wisest man in your family, or not saying I am, but like that's a lot of weight to bear in itself.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
naturally, I try to detach myself from my emotions, because I find myself a little bit more emotional, right?
Mm,
Or reactive to my emotions, right? So, but with my children, it has to be different because they only know emotion.
right.
You get what I'm
Mm.
But
saying?
even then,
Like,
they don't even know their emotions.
right. So, me just being patient enough to understand that they don't even know how to convey it 100% yet. Like they're so small. This is such an intricate time. Like I have to kind of remove myself from whatever day that I had, whatever stresses that I have going on, and just be available for my babies. Like that has that even to this day, it's like the most challenging part, bro, because we be moving and shaking, trying to get stuff done. You know what I mean? Like,
But it's
yeah,
important.
Yeah,
It's good that you're able to recognize that now, especially since we
yeah,
both like early in our fathering journey, because it's people that don't realize what you're saying. And you even touched on that last episode saying like people parent based off of their emotions and what they going through unknowingly. So like
yeah,
mm,
to be able to recognize that, bro, I think you're gonna be able to, you know what I mean, head that challenge and you know what I mean, knock it out. It's not even gonna be a challenge to you in a couple of years because you're thinking about it now, bro. That's something
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
to keep in the forefront of your mind, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you.
that's a strength in itself for sure. Now, I commend you on that. Like being able to realize that you want to be better in that aspect. And people
Mm,
don't talk about it. There's no rule book to this parenting thing,
It's not.
and no one child can be parented the same way. You know what I mean? You won't know until those specific situations. And I know Corey. I know his dynamic. I didn't even ask you how many kids do you have?
I have two kids, one boy, one girl. My son is like 1.5, like 18, 19 months. My daughter will be 3 in like 3 weeks. So
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
my household is full. Two dogs, wife,
Oh yeah. Oh you
full
yeah.
house.
Keep
It's a
Nice.
doing it,
lot.
man.
It's a whole lot. Before we move on, Corey, would you care to share what was something like that's been the most challenging for you?
Um, I feel like I gotta say this answer because my mom and Stephanie would say that that's my biggest challenge. It's gonna be patience, bro. Like having patience for not only the kids but also myself. Like understanding that I can't do everything, even though I want to. Um, Understanding that my son, I really just speak about Sincere because Saint is just too small. But even I still got to develop
Mm,
patience for him and knowing like if Sincere makes me mad, that can't then trickle down to Saint. Knowing that the crying ain't gonna stop. Um, all right, yeah, it's cool. The crying ain't gonna stop. Like, um, it just gotta. I gotta have patience, bro. Like, that's my biggest challenge. And I
and you
don't even
will.
have much to say about it because I'm still trying to figure out how to develop that patience and understanding. But I just feel like it's also because as a man, I want to be able to handle everything, and it gets frustrating when I can't because I
Yeah.
feel like, man, why can't I? Somebody else out there is doing it. Why can't I? But I gotta stop. I gotta get out of that
What are you
mindset.
doing? What are you doing to test your patience? Like, so
Ooh.
example, right? Breeze, he works out. Working out to see progress, shit takes forever. This is why people this is why people go to the gym. I'm people. This is why people go to the gym 4 days out of the week and don't go back for another 3 months. It's because bro, this shit just not like I ain't seeing it. But like I said it, I think we talked about this last episode too. It's like just like you have to have patience for yourself. You got to build brick by brick. Even like instilling in our children, it's small incremental steps that add them to be a more sufficient, more understanding, more valuable person in society. It's just like brick by brick. So what? Make sure like if you can't answer this right
Yeah.
now, make sure you're working on something to help test your patience.
Right. That's something I'm looking into because that like even that's why I said ooh when you ask the question because I can't honestly say that I'm doing anything to really work on it because I don't know how to. I just try to think
Mm,
about it in the moments like all right relax like that's one thing I can say I try to relax myself because I now I know that I'm overwhelmed, so I try to like tell myself it's okay that you overwhelmed. You know what I mean? Like before,
Right.
I would like just be overwhelmed and ignore it and just try to power through it when that's not the answer. That's just frustrating myself more,
mm.
and then you know what I mean it's gonna come out on my kids. It's gonna come out in my actions and my frustrations. Whereas like now I'm just trying to talk to myself, but I definitely do need to find something to test, like work on the actual patience and test it. Like, thank you for that, bro.
No problem.
Yeah.
Oh, so moving forward, that was good. God damn, we're at a half an hour right now. Uh all right. So Sabri, you talked about like not necessarily having a father. You didn't have your father at all in your life.
Now, like we talked on the phone and things like that, but prior to actually my dad just came home like a month ago. And
That's
that
what's
was the
up, man.
first
Shout out to
time.
your dad.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
For
super
shout out
excited
sure.
about
Pops,
that.
man.
Thank y'all, man. I'm excited about that, man. Starting to build that relationship with him. But I would say prior to this, the last time I seen him was 10 years ago, and it's ironic. My son is about to be 10 years old, right? So
Mm.
he
Wow.
came home for a short stint. I was in college, of course, and I feel like God sent him home just because He knew, like I needed that support in that moment. And then
Mm.
he went back in a few months after. Prior to that, it was like another like 10 plus years. So I've seen my dad like maybe like 2 to 3 times before this him just being released my whole life. You know what I mean?
Sparingly.
Other than that, just was all just like on the phone. You know what I mean?
That's
So
good
I
that y'all
mean,
was able
so
to keep
he's
that
been he's
communication.
been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there, but like for all of us. So Corey, you had your stepfather, but like,
Mm-hmm.
what does it feel like being a father and not having a father? Like, what is that emotion?
Yeah. Go ahead, Corey. You could go.
I mean, I know for me, it's like I feel like for one, on a good side, I feel like I got a chance to really like set the stone for my family moving forward. Like that's how I look at it. To me, the irony in my situation is that my my dad's mom, so my grandma, but her name is Stephanie. Y'all know my
Oh
girl name
wow.
is Stephanie. My
Right.
dad name is Corey, so I got the name Corey. And my my dad is in the it's just like everything like aligned to where like I feel like God gave me a second chance to really rewrite my lineage. So like my dad
Mm.
and my dad's dad both went to jail. Knock on wood, I ain't going. I ain't trying to go. And I ain't
Right.
trying to be away from
Mm.
my kids because of that. So both my dad and he experienced that with his dad. I feel like I get to stop that.
Right.
Um but on the flip side, it's like because I didn't have that, my kids are kind of like at the downfall of that because I don't really know what I'm doing. I didn't really have somebody to like really teach me how to really directly be a man. I feel like my stepdad did it indirectly because he ain't really want to overstep. But now I gotta kind of write my own rule book that's not even there on how to do all this stuff, and that's gonna be like my challenge for life. I feel like. All right, wait. We know y'all enjoying the episode, but we need y'all, man.
Yes, we need y'all to hit the button, like, follow, subscribe, share. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Hit the button, please.
Just please, man, help us grow this show as much as we want to, man. Helps us get to new audience, grow that podcast, and we appreciate all the support this far, man.
Yup. Back to the show.
Yeah, I think you should give yourself some grace though when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Because there's no rule book with it. Like nobody, even even when it comes to people who have their father, like that doesn't mean just because they were raised this way that they can raise their kids the same way. You know what I mean? And I feel
Right.
like
Yeah,
our kids who come to have fathers that are present that didn't necessarily have that, are kind of like blessed because we are striving to be the best version of what we think it is. You know
that's
what I
a fact. We
mean?
got like a different fire in us.
Exactly. So the
Yeah,
pursuit of you trying to be the best father that you can without knowing what it really looks like is a blessing, bro. And give yourself some grace. Like you're doing it. All you can do is the best you can. You know what I mean? And
facts.
just keep showing up. Yeah. Yo.
That's a fact, bro. I feel like though because like we didn't have a dad. It's like how you said. There's other people that had their dads that are gonna be looking at it different, but it's like always like that what if. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like of like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what if I actually did have my dad? Like would this feel different? But I mean,
Yeah.
we never gonna know those answers to that question.
Yeah.
Word, but
I think the actual emotion for me, it, for a long time, well, not maybe for a long time, but just the thought of it was really disheartening because I feel like I need to recreate my little not the little family, but like my family now is like not all I have, but this is what my focus is on.
Hmm.
But it was so scary, especially like with me getting married and stuff like that. I was afraid, bro. It's like just because we didn't have the template. Even if my dad was there, he was a drunk. Him and my mom got divorced or some shit. Like I didn't have no template, bro. Like my grandma and my grandfather were married, but they're older, so I didn't really see that the dynamic of growing up and you know what I mean.
Yeah, like
What a
firsthand.
man is supposed to be like in the household. You know what I mean.
Hmm.
And that is what scared me, bro. It really scared me.
Yeah,
But I was raised. I believe I was raised right, and if you keep your relationship right with God, man, He gonna see things through for you.
That's a fact.
that's a
Every
fact.
time.
Yeah,
We just can't be in these situations where we feel like I gotta it's all on me. I gotta do it. But that in that moment, you gotta give that shit up to God, man.
That's a
that's a
fact.
fact.
Took me a long time.
To think, yeah,
Took me a long time to get there.
yeah,
It's not like yo for me. It took me a long time to just be humble.
Mm.
Like I want to be strong black man. You feel me? Like
yeah.
I want to be.
And
Yo,
I think
that's
that's like,
mhm.
go ahead, bro.
No, that's. I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask y'all because I struggle with this. You mentioned it, talking about like not having a template, right? So even when it comes to fatherhood, we know that, but also like you said, the marriage, right? So I had struggles in relationship with like affection because I didn't see what it was like to have a feminine and masculine in the same household. So I had a mom who was like strong mom, nothing. My mom like best friends, but not seeing the feminine side of her as much. You know what I mean? So like all the affection, I ain't had mom coddling me and things like that. So I saw that spill over into parenting. Like my son is super affectionate. Like he will come
Mm.
up and just hug me and things like that. And I'll tell y'all, I was very ashamed. Like the first time my son did that to me, I jumped back because I
It's not
didn't
something
know.
you're used to.
Yeah, like I'm like, yo, what you doing? Like, but I didn't say that out loud, but in my head, that was what I was thinking and things like that. So, have y'all had any experience with that, like from not having your dad or seeing a dynamic that when it comes to that, like when it comes to being vulnerable and having affection for your kids?
I think that's something that I'm actually struggling with now.
Hmm.
And because Stephanie, I won't say I won't even want to say she babies Sincere, but she kind of made him in this way where like if he gets hurt, just a small example, if he like falls down or something, Sincere wants a hug. He's not the kid that's about to just shake it off and keep pushing. He wants a hug. He wants to be acknowledged. He wants you to tell him that it's okay, like rub it. And I feel like as a man, not having that as a kid, as a man, I'm so quick to be like, man, you all right, shake this shit off, like come on. But I feel like I gotta kind of get over that
Hmm.
and give him that affection that he's looking for,
Exactly.
because I don't want to instill in him that, oh, this is what I want, but my dad don't give that to me, so now I can't go to him for when I feel like I'm hurt. Like now I
Right.
gotta try to hide it because that's what my dad want me to be,
Hmm.
and I don't want to create that for him. So I feel like that's something that I'm trying to, because I didn't have that, I gotta figure that part out, man.
Yeah.
Ah, well, my son is super affectionate.
Mm.
He got me wrapped around his finger like that's my boy. I can't ain't no telling him no. Like so, whatever. If it's the astrology thing, he needs to be touching you, or his arm got to be on you. He be like if I'm sitting on the couch, bro. Like if I'm sitting in a chair right now, if my son could crawl behind me, he'll crawl behind me and be over my shoulder. Like yo, what you doing? My daughter more so, she don't be fooling me like that. Like I make sure I love up on her because you can't do that when they get older, dog.
Right,
Like they
yeah.
be like, Pop, get the hell up off me,
Right.
man. Like they ain't gonna want nothing to do with you.
Right.
Facts.
I'm gonna be that dad that kiss my kids on the face until they 20,
Yeah, I
30.
can
I'm
see
gonna do
myself
it,
doing the
bro,
same.
because for my father is Haitian, 100% Haitian.
Okay.
I ain't even seen. I met my dad when I was 16. I'll be 30 next year. I seen my dad cry once. My dad ain't never gave me a hug.
Mm.
At some points in life, bro, I told my dad just the other day, I don't need nothing from you.
Hmm.
At one point, a child, especially a young man, just wants their father in their life. They just want time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a conversation, a phone call. It ain't always about what you can and can't do. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Facts.
Kids, especially kids young, when they young, bro, they don't care that you broke. They
They
don't
don't
know
even
that
know
you
that.
I
broke.
don't know. They just
Yeah.
want you around. Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely can say I'm learning from I learned affection from after those experiences. My son taught me how to be more affectionate and I can see it. So when I see him, I'm giving him the biggest hugs, and you know what I mean. He touchy feely and stuff like that as well. And it used to bother me, but now it's just like, oh, come on, son. So I definitely learned that from him. So thankful for him for that regard because it's helping me in other aspects of my life
Right.
too.
Right.
Hmm.
It's like unlocking
So
a new
how do you
door.
how Sabri, how do you keep that level of like affection? Because you're so far from him
Hmm.
that you can't put your arm over him every day like you would want to. How are you working on like staying connected, like
Hmm.
and keeping the rapport?
Yeah. So thankfully for technology, I'm able to FaceTime my son. He has an iPad, things like that. So we talk, um, all the time. And then also, we have our relationship has just grown. Like he's about to be 10 now. I can't believe I'm saying that. He's about
It's
to be 10 in
crazy.
December. Like I got a 10-year old. That's crazy. But now we just got like our relationship just grows every time we're with each other in person. So like it makes it easier when we're away from each other. When we talk, we got our code like my son, like he had this, he has it like slang, like he talk like us, like it's crazy. Like he playing the game, I'm just like, yo, I'm looking at him like, yo, that's really my son. But it's like
Facts.
the one thing, like as he gets older, like my son is gonna be grown when I'm still fairly young. So I feel like I can tell, like our relationship is gonna just keep getting stronger. Like still gonna be a father to him, but it's gonna be my homie. It is my homie, like
Mm-hmm.
and my
Hmm.
son is very advanced and things like that. But to answer your question, sorry, I went off on a tangent. Just being present when it comes to the technology, just not making an excuse, talking, just even if I just talk to him for 5 minutes. Hey, love you, son. Hope you have a good day. Things like that. I always tell my son I love him before we, get off the phone. He tell me he loved me. And thankfully God has, blessed me to be able to go see him more frequently. I just got back, he had his first football games a couple of weeks ago. I was able to go out for a week, see 2 games, take him to school and things like that. So I can break up the time for when he's up here full time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, man, I'm just thankful that God has allowed me to do that. And I know it's just going to keep getting better and just doing the best I can from a distance. I know it's not the same, like you said, putting my arms around him, but I'm putting
Hmm.
my virtual arms around him, and I know he can feel it. You know what I mean? When he's frustrated, he calls me like, "Dad." He got two sisters down there. Like when they make him mad, he called me crying. That makes me happy that he can call me. I'm like, Dad,
Facts.
I'm frustrated. They was making fun of me,
Yeah.
or my cousin was doing this and that. I'm like, so I'll talk to him in that moment. We have our talks, calm down, breathe, pray, things like that. So yeah, man, figuring it out. But
And all that is built like in the foundation stages because you set that up to where he feel comfortable that he can call you at any time and know that my dad is A gonna pick up and B
mhm,
my dad gonna listen to me and hear me out, man. That's really important, bro. I really love hearing that.
yeah,
That's
I
what's up,
appreciate it.
man.
Mm. So your son is 10 years old, you said?
He'll be 10 in December. Yeah.
So what at this age, what are you trying to instill in him?
Mhm.
Because in phases of childhood, you instill certain things. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? To build him up. Like at this age, what are you trying to instill in him?
Yeah, at this point, I go back to the word Corey said, the patience. I'm teaching him delayed gratification. You know what I mean? So he wants to like he wants to do everything, mind you. Like he plays football, basketball, soccer. He wants to be a professional streamer, and you can't. We ain't like when we was younger when they be like, don't play the video games. These kids can get rich now, so it's like you know what I mean.
Facts.
That's
Facts
a
as
fact.
kids.
As
That's a
kids,
fact.
but he just, he has the confidence and he's opposite what I was when I was younger. I was very, introverted. He's very extroverted. So just keeping him humble and teaching him delayed gratification. Like just because you're talented at things, you still have to work at them. You know what I mean? He's naturally good in sports and stuff like that. But I'm telling him like, hey, you still have to put the work in. You still have to get your grades. You still have to do the little things and stuff like that. And I think more so it's tough because I'm not there, but for the discipline aspect, because he's getting older, and I think all boys have that time with their mom where they start feeling themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and
Absolutely.
he's at that phase. So his mom, I found I have his mom calling me more frequently on things of him not listening, of him not, him getting an attitude and things like that. So just teaching him those things and just always having respect, especially for his mother, for the sacrifice she make for him. I'm teaching him that, and to have patience, and because he does get annoyed with his little sisters and say he's a big brother. Just having patience and knowing that he's setting an example and that he needs to be a leader in every aspect of life, at home, in the classroom, on the field, and things like that. So that's
That's
something
what's
that our talks that we do more frequently.
That's what's
Hmm.
up, man. That's gonna go a long
Mm.
way. And like even you had touched on like the co-parenting aspect, and we've talked about that a couple times here on the show.
Hmm.
But like, do you see those challenges that, because we, like I said, we assume that's how it would be, like those challenges of where like, all right, this is how things is going at your mom's house, but now you're here with me, I need to instill this into you, but then also you're gonna go back home, so it's like it doesn't get lost in that translation, in that trip, like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another tough thing. When he's up here, it's like, the structure I would say is a little bit different. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
like structured in my life. You know what I'm saying? Not saying his mom isn't, but like for me, I'm
Right,
very,
yeah.
I'm very like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? When you wake up, go make your bed, do this, do that, do that. And I reinforce it. And mind you, he's my only kid.
Let's make sure it picks back up.
Yeah.
Give it a second.
Mm-hmm. Are we
There you
back
Sorry
go.
good?
about that.
Are you good?
I thought I put my joint on D&D. My bad.
That's cool,
But
bro.
It's cool.
um, yeah, what I was saying, yeah, so like I'm very structured and things of that nature. So I'm very reinforcing things. He's my only child, so I don't have to deal with her. She has other kids and things like that. You know what I mean? So when he's up here, it's like, okay, I know at my dad's, I got to make sure I'm cleaning up behind myself. I can't really get away with the things that I'm probably getting away with back at home and things like that. So I try to instill those things here to try to translate, but it doesn't always do that because like as soon as he goes back home, I'll hear her calling me. Yeah, I don't know what it is, why he listen and do it up there, but he's not doing it down here. And I know that's the struggle of co-parenting because, a household was meant to be together because you can have the masculine, feminine, and kids. It might be different for a daughter or it might be different for a son, but it's just it is tough, I will say, because I feel like a lot of times the first couple of weeks when he comes back with me in the summer, I'm doing a lot of rewiring,
Mm,
reaffirming certain things like, hey, this is how we
Mm.
do things. Go clean up behind yourself. I see why your mom said you don't clean up. I see you doing it here. So I think that's going to be always a battle, but we just have to, as parents, have to just come together and reinforce it and stand on what we want.
right.
Yeah.
And how is it like easy to like navigate as far as like coming together? Because I know we've gotten questions about that we can't really answer. Because I know it sounds, yeah, I know it's gonna be easier said than done at all times because that's just like how life works.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what you think about that?
Yeah. Co-parenting is tough, man. Luckily, my son has a good mom. We have our ups and downs and things like that, like with any situation. But I think at the point now, my son, like I said, my son's about to be 10. We know like the dynamic, and for the most part, we get along. We get along, and we know, we have a common goal and things
Right.
like that. So our communication, when it comes to him, is I think everything could use improvement. But from the stories, like I have friends who deal with co-parenting, like I can't complain
Yeah, we know some bad
for
stories.
this. Some really bad stories. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not perfect by any means, but overall, he has a good. Luckily he has a good family back at where his mom and things like that, and
that's
she
what's
does a
up.
good job as a mom.
That's
And
good.
she knows I'm a good dad, and she knows I'm gonna do anything for him, and we kind of just we're figuring it out as we go, and our relationship is about him. You know
But
what I mean?
it really sounds like y'all got a lot of respect for each other as parents, and I think that's what could
Facts.
carry that situation to where it needs to be. Is both parties having respect for each other. Like, I know that you're a good dad, like,
Yeah.
and I speak about this stuff all the time. We got to give grace because mistakes is going to
Yeah.
happen, like things is going
Hmm.
to go wrong. But knowing that, you know what, at the end of the day, this situation might have made me mad. This mistake might have made me mad. I know at the end of every day, you're still a good dad. You're still a good mom. So I'm not even going to get
Exactly.
on your ass about this. Like, let's just keep moving forward. You still got my respect. Anything you need, I got you. And it sounds
Yep.
like that's how you carrying it, man. I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely respect. I think she knows that, and I know that about her. Like you said, the ups and downs and things like that. We know that at the end of the day, we're going to look out for our son.
Right. Because that can
Yeah.
even get lost in a two-parent household sometimes, I feel like. And it don't get spoken
Hmm.
about.
Facts.
Like, people just don't be on the same page. And we got to be on the same page for the sake of these kids, no matter the relationship
Hmm.
status. Like, if we're together
Yeah.
or not, we have to be on the same page because you said it right on it. You hit the nail right on the head. Like, we gotta have the same goal. These
Hmm.
kids, like, they not a job, but they are our project. And it's a collaborative project. It takes a village, not even
That's
just
a
mom and
fact.
dad. Like you got to be on the same page with family members. Like we talked about that on the last episode. Like everybody has to be all in, bought in if you're gonna be in this.
That's a fact.
Right.
Yeah, takes a village.
It does.
Definitely takes a village.
It's crazy. I was just about to say that. It does take a village.
Hmm.
Um, so on I mean, this can be a general question, but like, do who keeps us accountable as fathers? Like,
I think
I'm thinking about it now.
that come back to
My
that
wife
village.
for sure, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
the village
that come
definitely
back to the
should.
village.
I think the village definitely should. And I feel like once you really create that circle of other men that are fathers, it's easy for them to hold you accountable. Like we talked about that again previous episodes. I feel like that's a responsibility of us as dads because slips is gonna happen. So
Hmm.
if I know that I got a strong group of like-minded men that I'm cool with, I would like to know that one of y'all can check me if y'all see me not doing what I was doing before. And I ain't got no
Right.
problem with that. But that's also, like you said before, Jaheed, as a man, you got to be willing to accept that and take that from other people telling you about your wrongdoings or where you falling off at, where you could be better at. And
Hmm.
that's a challenge in itself for some people, man. So I mean, I got a little long winded there, but the answer to your question, it got to be the people around you, like whoever it is around you, man or woman, the village that's around you got to hold you accountable.
Yeah. Yeah. I think definitely the village, who you surround yourself with. Of course, it comes down to self.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
have to look yourself in the mirror, and as a father, when you're not doing enough. For me, we can talk about distance. For me, like if I didn't, I have a super crazy schedule, right? But I know, oh dang, I didn't make time to call my son today. You know what I mean? Like I can look in my mirror, I can look in the mirror and know when there was a week where I didn't call as much as I should have, and I
but
have to check myself. You know what I mean?
but I'm gonna play devil's advocate though a little bit because, like you said, it got to be self. It's some people that'll say like, "Oh, I didn't make time to call my son today," but they'll convince themselves that, man, it's not on me. That's not my fault. Like I'm still
That's
doing
true.
good. Like so, you got to be honest with yourself. And honest with yourself outside of yourself, not honest to yourself that you whatever you tell yourself you believe. Really be what's the word I'm really like morally honest. Like
Mm.
is this really okay? Because some people really do be lying to themselves and telling them what they doing is okay, man. I ain't mean to
Yeah,
cut you off, but like, yeah,
mm,
because
yeah. I didn't think about that.
yeah,
That's a
the
fact.
self. Not everybody got the same moral compass inside that you saying you got. You know what I mean? Like, not
Mm.
everybody think like that, bro. Some people would say, "Well, my son ain't called me today, so I ain't gonna talk to him."
that's what it is, huh?
Right? Yeah. Like, and it
Mm.
sucks that like that's the reality of it because
That's
everybody should
reality.
be thinking how you thinking, but that's just not real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
man. It's people that really would make excuses with the situation that you given us here. Like a lot of excuses, bro. I know people in way less of a harder circumstances that make more excuses.
Mm.
You know what the challenging part, if we're talking about like accountability specific, is men not being able to be or not feeling like they're not able to be vulnerable with each other.
Hmm.
So I don't even know. Like this fatherhood forward is a very vulnerable space. You know what I'm saying? So me and Corey, we've known each other for a very long time. So we have rapport where we can talk to each other any kind of way,
Right.
um, respectfully. But when people who have that like wall up,
Hmm.
you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like glass ceiling be like it be there. Nah, that's not even the right joint. But that wall be up.
Yeah.
It's like I don't really know what's on the other side because you only showed me what's on the one.
Hmm.
You don't strip yourself of your ego to be humble enough. Even if we're friends, we're associates to have to have a conversation where I'm able to hold you accountable. So for me, bro, in my life, the people that I can hold accountable the most are my clients
Mm.
because I see them on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, sometimes monthly, and I remember conversations.
So you
Mm.
said what you saying?
Like,
Like you
bro,
hold them accountable, or they can hold you accountable.
Likewise, because
Okay.
it's counsel on both sides.
Mm.
Sometimes clients get in my chair and I'm telling them all about my shit. Like, bro, it's my time. You
Therapy
shut
session.
up. You gonna take this conversation. But a lot of other times, I'm the person to listen.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, bro, relationships are supposed to be mutual. It's 50-50. I give, you give.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, so if you don't give, I don't know
Mm.
Well,
that.
I mean, this ain't even on topic, but sometimes relationships ain't 50-50 though. So we got to be okay with sometimes it's going to be 70-30, 60-40. Like sometimes that person really might need that somebody to just talk, and they don't really have nothing to offer you. And I feel like that's also why some men don't get that vulnerable, like we don't get to see that vulnerable side of them, because sometimes they don't feel like they might not got nothing to offer you. Like
Mm.
I'm gonna give you all my problems, and then what? Like I can't do nothing for you because I feel like I'm fucked up right now. Like, but because I feel like I can't do nothing for you, I don't want to share nothing with you because I don't want to be a burden to you. I don't want to be a burden to another man. Like, and I feel like we got to kind of get over that, but we got to open that space up for other men. Like, it's okay that you can't do nothing for me. Like, let me help you, bro. Like, that's really important, man.
I want to give
Yeah.
you guys flowers because this platform in itself, I've listened to like a lot of y'all clips and a few episodes, and I've learned, you know what I mean, from just hearing you guys' stories or hearing y'all before this episode. I remember hearing you guys talk about the dynamic of your fathers, and
Mm-hmm.
just hearing that, I was just like, man, like, hearing it from a different perspective. I've never really talked about my dad's situation. A lot of people wouldn't know. A lot of people don't be knowing I even have a son. They'd be like, Breeze, you had a kid all this time? Like a lot of people, because I don't really open up about those things. But
Right.
seeing
Mm-hmm.
y'all space I'll tell you, it gave me confidence to like, I put out some clips and things like that. I'm blogging my marathon journey on YouTube. Like, like I didn't indirectly tell you guys, but like just seeing those things has gave me the confidence to like be vulnerable to share certain things outside of just the surface. Oh yeah, we know Breeze did real estate and fitness and FP, but now I can share more of myself and more of my journey. Talk about my son, like the post I just made about my son, like maybe a few weeks ago. Like that was the first time I really posted my son in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I post them periodically, but I that's very sacred to me,
Yeah.
and being vulnerable about it, like your platform is going to help. I know what it's done to me. You don't see people talking about this stuff, man. And this space in itself is going to create accountability. You
We
know what I mean?
appreciate that, bro. That's really what
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to do, man. Just give us a voice in this space, but not only that, just really build a community of just fathers that is there. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even if you're not there, like let's get you there. Cause
Right.
I mean these kids need us, bro. These kids really do need us. And
That's a fact.
that comes from a place of like I needed my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like impact too though. Like I don't know, a lot ties into the barbershop for me because it's like I pause, like I touch people daily,
Mm-hmm.
but I have conversation. I leave lasting effects on people when they leave. You understand? Like when they leave, my presence goes with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Facts.
right.
like so this space has built that for me in another room because I'm potentially going to touch people I don't know. I didn't know Sabri before we sat down today.
Right.
Right.
So the fact that he, you know what I mean, so things resonate with him and it gave him confidence, bro, that's the brick. That's one brick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You understand? Then we're gonna build another one and another. We're gonna have a whole house before you know it, and then it's gonna be a sanctuary where everybody feels open and welcome and okay to, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what we striving to do, man. This shit is
Yeah.
crazy. I might bust a tear out in this joint.
Yeah.
No
Ah,
bullshit,
man.
bro. It's really real though, cause like
Everything.
we three black men right here, so we all know about the barbershop. Bro, I seen something the other day and I had sent it to Artie because that's just been my barber for years. Bro, your barber is the black man's first therapist, bro. Like, no
Facts.
bullshit. Like, it's like set in stone. That's just how it is, bro. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna talk about everything. But then
Mm-hmm.
for me, this is my second therapy session. Like, you know what I mean? My second ever therapist, because we say it all the time, bro. We come over here, we just get to talking, but because we start talking about it, like I know for myself, I don't really like think about the stuff that I like be saying stuff like beforehand. Like because I'm sitting here talking about it, listening to perspective, I'm able to dig deeper into it and then like come to different realizations that I wouldn't have had I not been sitting here. You know what I mean? And like talking through it, especially with
Hmm.
like another like-minded man like myself. So it's like, man, that's why I really appreciate this shit, man. That's why
Yeah.
I want the conversation to get started. Like, it's one thing to like listen to it. It's one thing to, you know what I mean, engage with the clips, but have them conversations outside of here. Like, have them conversations with your friends in your circle. Like, if you know somebody else is a dad or they want to be a dad, talk about dad shit. Like how you said, like people didn't know that. I mean, you didn't have your dad, bro. Before we shot that episode, none of us knew that shit about our dads, and we've been friends for 10 years. Like, why was we
Nah,
never
that's a
talking
fact.
about like, bro, you ain't have your dad,
That's
I
a
ain't have my
fact.
dad either. We all alike,
Could
but
have
we never.
been.
You know what I mean? We could have got through this shit
Yeah,
together,
that's a
like.
fact.
But nah,
Right,
we'll go
right.
years, like, and that's something that we gotta kind of get over as men. Like, we gotta open
Hmm.
up with each other, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how it is for women, but as men, we gotta open up with each other because we could have went another 10 years without knowing that
Without knowing
none of
that.
us had our dad. Like and
That's a fact.
like I said, we could get through
Yeah.
that shit together, man.
That's a fact. Stronger
Mm.
together and everything, man. And
For
just like
real.
you said, just us as men, black people, so many things stacked against us already. And, society pins us against each other naturally. So to
Exactly.
see people coming together in these aspects, especially when it comes to that, like we know that the black household was broken up purposely to make us
Mm-hmm.
weaker. You know what I mean? So if we can come together now as young fathers and things like that and show the next generation or show our peers, it's never too late. You know what I
Never.
mean? Like I'm pretty sure like I'm gonna be 30 next year as well. I heard Jahi say you'll be 30, like we're around the same age. I'm pretty sure everyone would still enjoy to still build a relationship with her. I'm not sure everyone's
Hmm.
situation, but it's never too late. It's never too late. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
just being open to that and help reaching out to one another, man. Like, how do I get through this? You know what I mean? And just knowing and being aware and cognizant of the other situations can help us just be stronger as a community.
Facts, bro.
Mm.
And that's the community we trying to build, man. A strong community of
Facts.
like-minded fathers, man.
Hmm.
Man,
Y'all doing it.
it's been a
Not trying. Y'all
it's
doing
been a
it.
good job.
Thank you,
For
brother.
sure.
Yep.
For sure. Likewise, though. All right, so we don't have to go, but to close the last, I guess, last segment, like, what advice, Sabri, do you have for any new fathers, up and coming fathers,
Hmm.
people who want to be fathers? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what you got for them?
I would say the best advice, I would say is, seek out someone who is a father that you look up to. That's a stand up father. If you don't have the example at home with your dad and things like that, talk to them about the emotions you're feeling about becoming a father, or whatever the situation may be. Or if you're a new father, just talk to them about the emotions because most likely they went through those things as well. Seek that sound advice. Therapy is a real thing as well, like professional therapy. I just started doing that, and I'm learning a lot about myself and a lot of things that are showing up in my fatherhood journey. I'm unveiling in that, and I'm seeing why it's coming out in certain ways. So, seeking professional things as well. Watching good podcasts like this from other fathers you can learn from, and I would say, give yourself grace and just do the best you can. Just show up. I would say just keep showing up and, those answers will be revealed to you. So there's no rule book and you're not going to be perfect. So just show up and be the
Mm.
best father you can be each and every day, brick by brick, like Jahi said. It's a journey. My slogan for FP is embrace the journey, empower the soul. You're not going to always feel like being a dad. Some days you're going to be tired, just those are the days that's going to make you the best dad. Just like in the gym, the days I
Mm.
don't feel like going, that's when I get stronger. The days in real estate I don't want to make my calls, that's when I become a better realtor. Same thing with fatherhood in every aspect of life.
Bro,
Mm.
I appreciate that advice for myself and for the other people. People got to take heed of that. And I had shook my head and I had pointed at a certain point because I had wanted to ask y'all a real vulnerable question, man, before we get off of here. Like, but you already said it, so I'm gonna still ask. Like, y'all ever don't feel like being a dad? Like, y'all ever had that moment? Like, yo, I'm tired. Like, I don't feel like doing this right now. Like, and I felt like that. That's why I'm asking, and I would feel bad because it's like, why do I feel like that? But I just wanted to hear like from y'all as far as like it. Have y'all felt like that? I see you got a smirk on your face, Shahi.
Nigga, that shit just happened on Friday. Bro, my daughter had a trip at daycare, but I be having Jabri while my wife's at work until our babysitter is available to watch both of them or to watch Jabri. So Seven didn't go to daycare, so I had both of them. In the kitchen. They both in the living room. The bathroom door open. Seven get to running up the stairs. I go catch Seven. Pull her downstairs. I go in the bathroom, debris in the toilet, fucking with the water. Yo, I say, yo, what the fuck? And that was so small,
They
but like,
getting with you?
this shit be happening that quick, bro. They was tearing me up. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Not like I don't want to do this shit no more, but it be the moments that almost like, yo, nigga, I can't even snap. These my kids. Like, I brought them here. You feel me? Like
I'm cooked.
God damn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I've never felt like this is too much for me. I need a moment because I feel like I have ample free time. Even when me going to the barbershop, I get. It's not like I'm going somewhere and I'm stressed. I've never been stressed in the barbershop that I'm in now. So, you know what I mean? For me, I don't really feel it as much, but when the moments come when my head spin, I'm all over the place.
That might be a key factor of like something that I gotta like take into myself is like having a de-stressful environment, like because that's when I'm feeling it the most. When I don't feel like doing this. Now I'm not saying like I'm ever just gonna walk out of my family, but like it just be them times where it's like, God damn, like y'all are driving me crazy, like. And I guess it's because I really right now the way my shit is set up, like. It's not like I enjoy going to work. You know what I mean? Like you said, like I enjoy going to the barbershop. So I gotta find like a de-stressful way to implement into my everyday to make myself better for them, man.
Yeah.
And you will. Just work towards it, bro.
Facts.
Yeah. Yep.
How about you though, bro? Breeze, you ever feel like, man, I just don't feel like.
Yeah, for me, it's a little different. Like you guys have your kids with you every day. You know what I mean? When I have my son, I do have those moments, those funny moments. Like, dang, what you doing? But like, I think for me, it's different because I get so little time. I don't really ever feel like, oh yeah, dang, this too much. But I do get tired. Like, so in a day to day, like with my crazy like schedule and things like that. At the end of the day, if I get a call or something like that, I'm on the phone all day.
Yeah.
I don't feel like making that call or feel like being on the phone, like even when I'm super tired, but I know I have to be present. So some of those moments I have had moments like, man, I'm tired. Like I don't feel like doing nothing right now. So yeah, like I think that's inevitable. You know what I mean? With parenthood and even with the short times when my son be there, I'd be looking like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? But I think that's a part of the journey, man, that we all gonna face, and it's not gonna be the last. We're gonna have many more moments like that story that he told.
I gotta stop beating myself up about that.
Yeah, bro, give yourself some grace, man.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great, bro. Seriously.
I appreciate it, bro.
And continue to work on yourself, bro.
Facts.
I'm telling you, you cannot neglect yourself and God. You could be running away from that shit, bro. I'm not saying you are, but for the listeners, you know what I'm saying? Like, continue to work on yourself. Like, fitness is a major thing. Continue to sharpen your mind. They say if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. A lot of niggas don't read. Niggas don't even read like magazines. If it ain't on the gram, niggas don't read nothing no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Nothing. Unfortunately,
that's a good point, man. Like with the distractions with social media and things like that. Like that's something that I know I used to be really distracted by. And not saying I don't ever get distracted. Now I'm super real about that. I have moments, but like somebody might be like, I don't have time to read a book. With physical books, I barely have time to read. But for me, like now I'll throw in on the way to an appointment or something like that. I'm listening to audio books. I'm listening to a podcast that's going to give me some information. So there's really not many excuses not to feed your brain. Like you said, work on, Jim Rohn said that he said, work on yourself harder than you do your job or anything else in life. And everything else is going to get better. So investing to yourself physically, mentally, and most important is spiritually.
That's a fact,
absolutely.
bro.
Your spirit means a lot because that's what gives you your will, your strength, your faith.
Yep. Yeah.
Man.
That's gonna get you through the moments when you don't feel like it.
bro, this conversation is easier to have with real men. Like I I can't like people can't even touch the surface of this shit because it scares them. It's like, bro, what you mean? I gotta have faith in something.
I'm just out here.
What the
Like,
fuck? Yo, I'm just living, bro. What you talking about?
yeah,
That's why we
Yeah.
got better them circles, man. Because that's a fact. That's the conversations that we need to be having as men with each other.
Mm-hmm.
from that
Like we gotta
accountability.
normalize
Yo.
this. Facts.
Hmm.
Yeah, this has been really great, man. Thank you very much, Sabri.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thank y'all.
Thank you, bro.
Awesome episode, man. Hope to have you again. But before you go, please plug everything that you got going on.
Yes.
Please.
Nah, I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks again for having me on. I love what y'all doing, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to stay tuned in and keep sharing y'all content, man. Y'all making an impact. For people, some people may not even say it, but I know y'all making an impact. Y'all made an impact on me so far already, and I know I'm going to keep learning from you guys. And you guys, whoever's out there, if you want to follow me, like Corey mentioned in the beginning, I am a real estate agent. You can follow my team page, Homes by TRG, Thompson Realty Group. We service Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. And, FP, Fit and Professional, that's how I tie my love for fitness and also my professional life together. We have, our page, FP Activewear, on all socials. And then also we document a lot on YouTube. I'm currently documenting my marathon prep. I do a lot of, vlogs on there and put out some good things. So, stay tuned with that journey if you guys are open to it. And I appreciate y'all having me again.
Facts, bro. You're our first guest, and like I couldn't have been more thankful of who the first
For
guest
sure.
was, bro. Definitely appreciate you
For
coming
sure.
on, man, and
Yeah, this is
and
awesome.
working with us for sure, bro.
No
Definitely want
doubt,
to get you on
man.
here again.
For sure, man.
Yo.
Anytime.
Yo, you be working, dog. Cause I was watching the Junes League shit. I said everybody got cause I followed the FP page recently. I said, yo, everybody got the FP shit on. Like, I start being, bro, I'm in a barbershop, people wear it. Like, when, say you get a new car and then you start seeing that car everywhere, that shit just like that. Yo, keep grinding, bro. That shit is not like going, you making sure you're in people's faces, even if it's not your actual physical face. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, keep grinding, man. God going to continue to do great things for you because I feel your spirit and your energy is pure. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you, man.
keep going, dog.
No, I really appreciate
Keep
that.
going.
And the same to y'all,
I'm
man.
I'm proud of you, black man.
Yes, sir,
Hey,
bro.
Super
likewise, I'm proud of
you, bro.
y'all. I'm proud of y'all, man. Seriously, I need that y'all don't realize. Like, I talk to people, and you said it. Like, you can't always have certain conversations with people. I got goosebumps right now. I have certain conversations with people, and it kind of just, it's like a recharge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on a day to day when you grind and y'all know you can get in the weeds and you just boom, 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 working. Just hearing from other brothers and just getting your flowers, or just giving having somebody charge you up. Like, I didn't know that you knew that you seen that, or that it's in people be hitting me up all the time. Like, oh, I saw your brand. And like, I just like, wow, really? Like, but just hearing that, it keeps me going. I almost gave up on my brand last year. You know what I mean? People didn't see it. Like, it's been out since 2022, but I just took it to the next level. I almost gave up on that just from life circumstances. So hearing that and just the content y'all put out it charges me up when I see it and seeing somebody else grinding. So thank y'all for that. Seriously.
No problem.
Yeah, don't give up on that shit, bro. You got something with that, bro.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's like
Y'all got something with this.
It's like a perfect embodiment of you, though. Like that's my favorite part about Fair and Professional, but that's you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Before, man, I'm gonna have to set up a consultation because wifey, she putting the pressure on me. We gotta get another crib. So
That's your
Okay.
guy,
man,
bro.
I try to do business with people I like. So I mean, we gonna talk. We definitely gonna be in talks. Before we go though, we're at 91 subscribers. Hit the button.
Please hit the
Please.
button.
We're
Hit
getting
the
there.
button. We need it.
Please,
Let's get to
man.
100, man.
We
We
on our
celebrating
way
at 100.
though, man.
Maybe we have to
We
put
are
together like a
on our
giveaway
way.
or something when we get 100 or something.
I
Like
agree,
give them
man.
like some incentive or something.
Brick by brick. Dang.
Facts.
Man, it'd be tough. It's like pulling teeth getting subscribers. We got 300 followers, 91 subscribers.
It's yo, that y'all on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yes, for your YouTube. So like, it's different. Like, just seeing
The
it.
transition, right?
Yeah, but like the word I mentioned earlier, man, delayed gratification. Like, y'all putting all the content out and staying consistent. When y'all finally start getting more and more subscribers, now your subscribers are like, dang, I could go back and watch all these episodes. Like,
Nah, that's a
yo,
fact.
I'm telling you, like, I remember speaking, going back to content, when I first started taking content seriously, it might have been 2021. I was doing a 75 hard challenge, and I added in a social media aspect of it where I would post every day for 75 days. Mind you, I was getting like 1 like, 2 like, things like that. And I didn't realize, I didn't think it was making an impact. And then I got a client. This was when I was heavy just on real estate. I got a client. I did one of those TikTok dances in front of a house. A client, somebody was moving here from California, said, "Yeah, I saw your video on TikTok, and that's how we found you."
That's
I'm
all it
like,
take,
"What?"
bro.
Wow.
That's all it take.
You know what I mean? It'd be little stuff like that. So like delayed gratification, you may
Wow.
not get it in that moment, but if you just keep going, everything out there, our destiny is already written for us. We're just catching up to it. But it's up to us to keep on running, keep running that marathon. That's why it's fit and professional. It's every aspect of your life. Just keep running at your own pace. You know what I mean? And you're gonna eventually catch up to what's meant for you. So I know y'all. I can't wait till next year. We have like, man, we almost had a meal. You know what I mean? So
Yes,
let's keep going.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
speaking
sir.
into existence.
Yeah.
Anything y'all want, y'all can have.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Wow,
it, bro.
man. This has been awesome.
Powerful
Episode what?
episode.
13, Corey?
13, man. 13 of
Episode
them in the
13.
books.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Keep it going, fellas.
With that being said, we out, man. Thank you again, Sabri.
No doubt.
Thank y'all.
Ain't
We'll
no-
see y'all next week.
Ain't no reason you ain't hit the button at hour 15. Ain't no reason. Hit the like. That's it.
Facts.
We out of here.
All right, we out.
All right, y'all.